Whoops. And that is it. So if you guys can complete this, get this done for next Wednesday, having that head comp in there, I'll help you on Wednesday to be able to put it in and how you can just kind of, what you're going to do is have, actually no, what I'd like you guys to do, sorry, is have this done, but then I'd like you to have your phonetics done up of whatever is going to be lip synced. So I know there's some parts that we may not see the character, so like if they're in the or we're showing the toilet and don't see any characters, you don't have to do the breakdown of the lip sync there. Have you guys done lip sync breakdown?
Yeah.
For audio?
Yeah.
Okay. This is just a tip. Once you have it imported into your 11-second club, what I usually do is I put another layer underneath. You can do this all sorts of ways. If you want to do it, like some people would take an exposure sheet and you could draw out here if you wanted. I find it's easiest to do it in the program file right underneath the audio, and if you start labeling it in there, you can have exact reference when you go as to where your mouth shapes are going to be, where they're going to hit those hard phonetics. So it's like an R or a S, whereas the hardest part of the S, and it's not necessarily where the S is going to start, because that may be an in-between. It's where the S is going to hit at the most S-like point. That's probably a horrible way to describe lip sync. It's what's called like a hard phonetic. So it's when your teeth are closed, when your lips are the furthest stretched out for an ooh. That's what you're going to be pointing out for those particular frames. So you go through and listen. Let's just do this. So we got.
Oh, I worry.
Oh, but he says oh, and it goes from that O, like a round O, to an ooh. Oh. So I've got where I heard the O, I've put a keyframe there, and then I just went over to the label, and I put in the OH. Here I've got ooh, and I know it's like longer, so instead of just writing OO, I put OOO. Ooh. You know, there I've got an A.
I worry about you.
I worry about you. Now if you look on here, this will tell you some of the vowels, but really what the lip syncing is about all the phonetics. So the best thing to do is to have a mirror beside you where you're, seeing what your lips are doing. I is A and an E, not a phonetic I. So this says A and I, so I is going to be this A, which is a number 4 in the mouth shapes. Okay. So it's not necessarily, what you're not writing up here, I guess, what I want to just make sure it's clear, is you're not writing out the letters from the script. So if he's saying I can't remember what he says here.
I worry about you.
I worry about you. So I'm not writing the letter I and then going like W-O and then where's the R and where's the Y, because that's just not how language, the English language works. It's going to be this I of making this weird mouth shape. I worry, and there is no W, or maybe there is a W, but that's going to be like a ooh. I worry about worry. So there's an R and then there's an E in there. So there's nothing to do with the O's or with the W or the Y in that word. Does that make sense? So if you guys can get this done, all here, yeah, let's just leave it at that. Get your head turned, and then in your 11-second club, if you can do this lip sync breakdown, and then I'll show you how to put your head comp in on next Wednesday, and then move it all around. Okay? I'm going to stop this now, but you guys can still ask any questions.
That was very informative.
Yay! Stop.